Live at 5, this is 13 News Now.
The U.S. Supreme Court will not rule on the local case of a transgender student who wanted to use the boys' bathroom, the bathroom of the gender he identifies with. The justices vacated a lower court's ruling that was in favor of Gloucester High School student Gavin Grimm.
Last week, the White House lifted the Obama administration guidance, effectively leaving it up to states and school districts to decide on rules for transgender students. Investigative reporter Laura Geller spoke with Gavin Grimm today in a one-on-one interview.
We came to Richmond today where Gavin Grimm was meeting with attorneys from the ACLU. They're handling his case. We sat down one-on-one with him, and some might be surprised to find out, even after today's decision, he is still positive.
For Gavin Grimm, this is not a setback, just another obstacle in his fight for transgender equality. Supreme Court justices now are asking the Fourth Circuit Court of Appeals to reconsider Gavin's case against the Gloucester School Board. This time in light of the Trump administration's new guidance. That guidance essentially scraps the idea that transgender students are protected under Title IX.
I definitely do not think that you can claim to protect and care for transgender students while in the same breath mandating that they use facilities that separate them from the rest of the population.
For his last 2 years of high school, Gavin has been forced to use a separate single-stall bathroom, which no other student is required to use. That is a school board policy that will likely still be in place when he graduates in June.
They go a step further and to have an administration, be it a school board or a presidential administration, take that step and say you don't deserve to be supported, you don't deserve these protections. It sends this very uniquely malicious message.
We also talked with Gavin about his message to other transgender students and transgender youth throughout the country who have been following his case. We'll have that part of the story for you coming up at 6. In Richmond, Laura Geller, 13 News Now.
Now, we spoke with local attorney Michael Goodove about the Gavin Grimm case. This is what is next in the legal process.
The court needs to take a look at what the law is and whether it's protected under Title IX. That's what the Supreme Court instructed the Fourth Circuit to do. Now, any party that loses at the Fourth Circuit still can go back up to the Supreme Court and ask the Supreme Court to hear it. And I would expect we're going to see that happening.
And here is a response from the Gloucester County School Board. On remand to the lower courts, the board looks forward to explaining why its common sense restroom and locker room policy is under the Constitution and federal law.
It was just last Friday lawmakers